Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for taking the time to join us. And my name is Lily, and I will be the host today. We are the team from YQN Logistics. YQN Warehousing, managed by teams from the US and China with more than 2 decades of logistics expertise, offers services including warehousing, freight forwarding, drop shipping and last mile logistics, and SFP fulfillment for medium and large-sized items. And now I'm also very pleased to introduce today's speakers. Mandy, our Business Development Director, and Mingguo, our Warehouse Operation Expert. They have extensive expertise in the U.S. warehouse business and will be sharing their insights throughout today's webinar. Selling successfully in the U.S. marketing is no longer just about having great products. Rising logistics costs, peak season disruptions, inventory challenges, and increasing customer expectations have made fulfillment strategy a key factor in business success. In this webinar, we will explore how cross-border sellers can avoid common fulfillment pitfalls and choose the right warehousing solutions to improve efficiency, reduce costs, and support long-term growth in the U.S. market. Today's topic is cross-border fulfillment, best practice for the U.S. marketing, picking the right warehousing strategy. Let's take a look at today's agenda. We've structured this webinar into 6 parts. Part 1, peak season pitfalls, why sellers lose money. Part 2, ocean freight, FCL or LCL. Part 3, fulfillment models, direct shipping or FBA or 3PL. Part 4, order fulfillment, 3PL warehouse, and last mile delivery. Part 5, 5 questions to ask before choosing a 3PL warehouse. Okay, now let's begin with part 1, peak season pitfalls, why sellers lose money. Let's welcome Mandy.
Okay, so let's start with the first question. Why sellers lose money? When we talk with the sellers, especially the top sellers, when they review their peak season performance, most of them gonna say the same thing. Logistic was too expensive, and that's why our margins disappeared. But from an operation perspective, peak season lose rarely come from one expensive shipment. They come from decisions that were made too late or not planned carefully enough before peak season starts. There are 4 common reasons sellers lose money. First, inventory arrives too late. Many sellers, they treat peak season as a Q4 problem, but warehouse space, truck capacity, last mile delivery resource, they start getting tight as early as June, especially when it's coming close to Amazon Prime Day. So if you don't start sourcing earlier, you will face limited availabilities, higher pricing, and receiving delays. Then in order to catch the promotion day, you probably need to pay rush fees to get the inventory available. Or if the warehouse does not have the capability, then you will miss the big sale day. So at YQN, we help customers plan warehouse capacity ahead of time based on their sales volume and the replenishment schedule. When goods arrive, the warehouse is already notified about the shipments and get ready to receive, process, and ship out. Reason number 2, sellers only look at the cross-border freight cost. When sellers comparing logistic providers, they often only compare the cost from origin country to the US. Cross-border logistic cost is not just ocean freight or air freight. Destination charges like consolidation fees, warehousing, or last mile delivery. Every step counts. The number that matters is the total cost from your manufacturer to the final customers. Our advantage is that we look at cross-border freight, warehousing charge, and the final delivery charge as one solution. So the sellers will get a clear picture of actual fulfillment cost from the beginning to the end customers, the entire chain. And the reason number 3, inventory planning is not good enough. The most common peak season inventory problem is not too much inventory or too little inventory. It is that your inventory is at the wrong location, especially for popular SKUs. If your main end consumers in West Coast, but your inventory is in East Coast, then pretty much you will pay a higher shipping fee for last mile deliveries. And our warehouse network is not only on the East or West Coast. We also have locations in central areas like Chicago, Texas, and Georgia. So sellers can use accurate customer geography data to distribute their inventory more efficiently in advance. And the last reason, sellers may not have flexible US warehouse resource. Some sellers, they may feel more comfortable that they have their own warehouse, or even they lease a warehouse only for peak season. But during the peak season, it may look like everything is under control. But if they lease a warehouse in long term, then during the slower months, the fixed rent, labor, or equipment cost remains. So, and when peak season volume suddenly increase, a fixed warehouse cannot expand quickly, and it may make disaster since operation may not very stable. The real value of a 3PL warehouse is flexibility. Use more capacity when you need more space, and pay less when your volume or your inventory is low. That's why we emphasize that our warehouse network, not just the space, but the ability to secure the capacity, process orders, and control fulfillment risk when peak season pressures arrive. Okay, the second section is about ocean freight. So when we talk about ocean freight, the sellers always ask, should we use full container load or less than container load? This should be choosing mainly by the volume, the sales stage, cash flow, and your replenishment predictability, not where are those shipments come from. So for the LCL works better for smaller volume, early stage products, mixed SKU structures, or limited cash flow. The advantages are flexibility and a lower upfront pressure. You ship smaller batches based on actual demand without committing to a full container, but LCL has limits as well. Transit time is very slower due to the consolidations, and in the peak seasons, if you do consolidations and there will be a lot of parties touch those freight, then there will be more risky of delays. LCL is good for reducing early stage inventory risk. It's not ideal for mature sellers. Full container load works better for stable volume, predictable replenishment. The advantages are lower unit cost and a more stable transit time. But full container load requires stronger planning. If you ship too much, cash is tied up in inventories. So for us, we support a one-stop solution from Orange Country to ocean freight to customer clearance to our warehouse, receiving, shipping, and the last mile delivery. We connected the entire chain in one system, so sellers have better visibility into cost, timing, and the responsibility. So the third question is about fulfillment models. For this section, we're gonna talk about the direct shipping first. So direct shipping means when you get orders, you ship from the manufacturer directly, and when you get the orders, the product is still in the manufacturer country, and the product is still being tested, and the order volume may be very low. The SKU structure is mixed and unstable, or maybe the cash flow is limited. The advantage is that you don't have to prepare inventories in advance, and you have lower capital pressure, and it's good for marketing validations. But the direct ship from origin country usually have longer delivery time, and when it's about to peak season, it will be risky for the CBP custom clearance. I think the direct shipping answers the question that can this product sell? It's not the right long-term answers to how do we scale fulfillment. So for Amazon sellers, FBA is the best option for popular SKUs, standard products, and fast-moving SKUs. But for oversized goods, high-value items, or slow-moving SKUs, FBA can become very expensive and inflexible. FBM is better for oversized and heavy product, high-value goods, or customized items, and long-tail SKUs. But it requires stronger operation control, such as outbound speed, tracking acceptance scans, delivery performance, and after-sales support. FBA plus a 3PL warehouse is the structure most mature Amazon seller use. FBA handle the front-end conversion, and the 3PL act as a buffer, replacement source, and the multi-channel fulfillment hub. A 3PL warehouse doesn't replace FBA. It helps FBA run more reliable. And for TikTok Shop and D2C sellers, 3PL warehouse are usually the better fit. TikTok Shop is content-driven. One video or one campaign can create a sudden order spike. If inventory is still in China, customer wait too long, and the seller will face refunds and customer complaints. So to summarize, FBA or 3PL, here is a simple comparison between both of them. Overall, FBA is better for Amazon-only sellers who specially focus on small items with high-speed turnover. 3PL is better for multi-channel, large-size goods and high-level SKUs. So how do you find the right 3PL for your product? I think there will be three main factors that can affect your choice of a 3PL warehouse. First is your SKU turnover. If your popular SKUs, your best seller SKUs have high daily order volume and outbound demands, then they need fast outbound processing, carrier stability, and a stronger SLA control. So the first priority of warehouse selection is warehouse fulfillment capabilities. Second is the SKU level. If you have many SKUs, but each SKU has only one or two columns, the biggest risk would be picking errors. inventory inaccuracy and storage cost. These products need strong inventory control and skill level management. Number 3 is the item size. Oversized goods require wide aisles, pallets, and forklift at least, and usually need trucking delivery service instead of small parcel deliveries. So if you send your small, fast-moving goods in a warehouse that's good at oversized items, they may create longer picking paths and a slower outbound. Vice versa, if you put oversized goods in a warehouse focused on small items, it may cause handling problem and cost overruns. At YQN, each location focuses on specific items. As you can see on the slides, in that warehouse, we use bin locations and high density racks for small high level SKUs storage, and the pick to light system would guide the picker to the correct location. The PDA gonna scanning the SKUs, and it will make sure the picker grab the correct SKU. So, so that would be all my sharing. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mandy, for walking us through fulfillment models and why sellers lose money in peak season. Hello, everyone. My name is Peter, and I oversee operations at YQN. And now let's get practical. How do you actually choose the right 3PL warehouse? Many sellers may start with pricing. I mean, why not, right? Because pricing is always something we should consider about. And also the warehousing, receiving, storage, pick and pack, last mile, those costs matter. But pricing alone is not the right starting point. The real question is, does this warehouse have the right capabilities for your product type, your sales channels, and your fulfillment requirements? I ask these questions because different products need very different capabilities. Let me just walk through these 3 categories. As you can see from the slide, I'm gonna start with the small and mid-sized products. So the first one is it's the small and mid-sized product. Most sellers think small and mid-sized product are the easy ones, not too big, not too heavy. How hard can it be, right? But honestly, peak season tells different story. This is actually the category that puts the most pressure on the warehouse. When your best sellers start moving, order pile up fast, customer want it now, platforms are watching your shipping performance. A warehouse that runs fine at a few hundred orders a day can fall apart when the number jumps to a few thousand, right? What if outbound capacity is limited? Then orders just gonna sit in the warehouse. What if the carrier network is unstable? Then package is gonna get picked up late. What if there is only one carrier account? Then one delay can disrupt your entire fulfillment rhythm. So for best sellers, delayed fulfillment is not just a logistic problem. It affects ratings, refund rates, and repeat purchases. As a seller, what you should look for, from my perspective, I think stable outbound processing, multiple carrier options, peak season capacity, and SLA monitoring. And always remember, the lowest price is not always the right choice, right? Stability matters, capacity matters. And our second one is the high value products. Unlike everyday items was a couple of bucks, high value products require totally different mindset. With a low cost item, one lost package is small claim, you move on. But with high value goods, one wrong delivery or one signature dispute can be serious financial hit. And the biggest risk is not the shipping cost. The biggest risk is nobody knows what happened. Where is the product right now? Was it actually scanned out of the warehouse? Who signed for it? And if something goes wrong, who is even picking up the phone? A good warehouse does not consider the job done. Once the package leaves the building, you need someone tracking it, right? You want someone can managing the exceptions, stepping where when there is a problem and giving you a clear records when things go sideways. Because with high value goods, you're not just picking up shipping services. You can just go to the post office to do that, right? You're picking a race control partner. And the last one, I think is also the most underestimated area in e-commerce logistics, which is the oversized products. And a lot of sellers think if small products can go by per sale, why not large ones too? I mean, well, before I got into this field, I also think that, you can just ship the big items just like you ship the small packages. But then after you run the numbers and reality hits, oversized goods through the standard per sale networks can get expensive really fast. Let's say if you want to shape, a 5 pounds product, to zone five, it's gonna maybe just cost you like, 10 bucks or even lower. But if you want to ship something like, heavier, like 70 pounds, it's gonna be much expensive. When you try to ship something large, you should always consider oversized fees, over we fees, residential surcharges, remote area fees, higher damage risk, higher return costs. It adds up. And here is the other problem. Not every warehouse can even take these products. Um, as far as I know, well, most warehouses are built for standard per sale, right? The moment your product is furniture, fitness equipment, all those large stuff, you need a different setup. The warehouse need to involve the pallet handling, forklift, box storage, and actual access to the truck delivery or LTL. So from my perspective, for oversized goods, the question is not just can the warehouse ship it? The real question is, does the warehouse know how to ship it the right way? And now I'm going to talk about the truck delivery, which is also our advantage for oversized goods. So for oversized and heavy products, YQN provides, truck delivery solutions. Standard per cell networks are built for small packages, like what I mentioned before, with high frequency. But truck delivery is better suited for products that are large, heavy, palletized, or delivered to commercial addresses. YQN works with range of truck and freight partners, um, like Pilot, Siva, ABF, you name it. The value is not just carrier names. The value is flexibility. Different products, destinations, and delivery scenarios require different transportation solutions. And we match the right method to the right order. And in YQN, we actually have our own system to compare the price for you. We just don't, we do not just, like other warehouses, just give you one price, that's it. But we do put that thing into our system, and we're gonna generate, all the price codes from our partners, and then we're gonna provide you the best one we have. And I'm gonna now talk about give a real life example here, the machinery equipment, tractors and excavators. The challenge is not only that they're heavy, the entire logistic chain is more complex. Think about this. You're not, just shifting some, the furnitures, the mattress. We're talking about, something over 10,000 pounds here. If equipment is shipped fully assembled, container loading efficiency is low, warehouse space consumption is high, and the cost per unit becomes hard to control. And how us as YQN approach this, we remove the arm before transportation, we complete the installation at our own warehouses, and this improves the loading efficiency by almost 30%. And on the delivery side, heavy equipment is not suitable for standard parcel or regular lift kit, right? Imagine you're gonna back that thing up from the back of your truck. It's gonna definitely gonna break your lift kit. But YQN coordinates the hot shot flyback resources and design the routes based on the unloading locations. If multiple units need delivery, we convert fragmented LTL movements into multi-drop FTL routes, one truck, one plant road, multiple unloading points. And what we got here? The result is going to be less empty mileage, fewer truck dispatches, lower cost per unit, more stable delivery performance, and this capability works for direct to consumer delivery and also for store replenishment and regional distribution. And since we covered a lot today, I said a lot and Mandy said a lot earlier. And let me just switch gears for a second. If I were a solar city in your city right now, here are the 5 questions I would ask myself before choosing a 3PL. So the very first one is, can the warehouse cover my main customer base? Warehouse location should match where your customers are, not just where rent is cheapest, right? Imagine you're gonna ship something, from Cali to to Jersey, but your main your main customer group is sitting in Jersey, but your main warehouse is sitting in Cali, it's just not making sense because both delivery costs and speed will suffer. And the second question is the system truly digital? Because a real digital warehouse means real-time visibility. You can see everything, inventory levels, receiving status, outbound status, order tracking, and exception orders, all those things. And during peak season, unclear inventory means guesswork on replenishment, right? Like I'm pretty sure all of you experienced that before. So unclear order status means reactive exception handling. But in our system, we design our own WMS and OMS, and these two systems are actually connected to each other. So the customers get real-time visibility across inventory, orders, and fulfillment status from single view. And the third question is, can peak season SLA be maintained? I mean, anyone can ship on a good day, right? I mean, even myself, I can, ship something, through the post office. But the real test is what happens when volume doubles? What if I need to ship, something like 100 pounds or 100 items in a day? Do they have have a backup carrier options? Can they handle order backlog without delays? So for best sellers especially, if orders cannot ship during peak season, the loss goes beyond the logistic and it affects platform performance and sales momentum. And the fourth question is, how are oversized goods delivered? If you have furniture, like, fitness equipment, all the heavy stuff I already mentioned, above, you need a warehouse that can handle pilots, arrange LTL or truck delivery, and support commercial and multi-drop delivery. And like what I said before, this is one of YQN's core advantage. We support both small parcel and oversized fulfillment with truck delivery options and the carrier network to back it up. And our my last question is going to be: is there a support for pre-sale and post-sale exceptions? Logistic problem well happens, and it actually happens every second. What matters is how fast and how clear they are handled. You know, the receiving issues, inventory discrepancies, all the stuff you may already experience, like your early career. But YQN provides bilingual customer support. Even if you sell in the US, your suppliers or sourcing teams may still be in other countries. It's 3PL that can connect both sides, reduces communication gaps, and improves the response speed. And now I'm gonna talk about why choose YQN. As in the left panel of the PowerPoint, you can see that YQN currently operates four strategy warehouse clusters across the US, West Coast, Midwest, South, East Coast. And this means no matter where your customers are, we have a warehouse close to them. For West Coast importers, we can receive your goods directly from port. For East Coast and Midwest customers, we cut down last mile distance and delivery time. And with coverage in the South, we serve one of the fastest growing consumer markets in the US. The goal is pretty simple here. We're trying to, achieve the shorter distance to a customer means lower last mile costs and faster delivery. And I'm gonna recap what YQN brings to the table. So first, bilingual support. I already talked about it. So no back and forth between teams and don't speak the same language. And second, we cover the full product range, like what I mentioned about, small parcels, mid-sized goods, oversized items, truck delivery, all under one roof. You don't need to find different 3PL just because your product is too big. And third, platform connectivity. We do, all the platforms, Amazon, TikTok Shop, Walmart, Wayfair, AliExpress, warehouse, one warehouse, all your channels, inventory in one places. And also for multi-channel sellers, this is a big deal. Managing separate inventory per platform is a headache. I know it. Since go out of sync, you either overstock or run out, and it gets messy fast. With YQN, that complexity goes away. And here is our Q&A section because we're doing because the method we're doing today, we able to do the live Q&A, but we did choose several questions from our customers from before. And here are 4 questions. So the first one is, which fulfillment model is the most cost effective? FBA, direct shipping, or 3PL warehouse? I mean, there is no single answer. It depends on your product type, sales channel, and business stage, right? Direct shipping works for early stage testing and low volume orders. FBA works for Amazon bestsellers and standard size, fast moving products. And a 3PL warehouse works for multi-channel sellers, oversized goods, FBM orders. I mean, most mature sellers use combination. They don't just use one warehouse. They use direct shipping to test, FBA for Amazon volume, and the 3PL for everything else. And the second question is, what should business consider when choosing a freight forwarder or logistic partner? I mean, like what I said before, do not ever choose based on the lowest quote. Well, the lowest price never gonna get you the good stuff. And look at the 5 things: full chain coverage from original to final delivery, transparent total cost, not just first leg freight, peak season capacity for warehouse space and carrier resources, real-time system visibility for inventory and orders, and exception handling when problems happens. A good logistics partner does not just move freight. They help you control costs, reduce risk, and keep fulfillment stable when volume goes up. And I'm gonna pass all the other 2 questions to Mandy, and she can better answer those 2.
Okay, thank you, Peter. The third question, how can e-commerce sellers manage returns efficiently in North America? From our historical data, less than 10% of our received returns will be qualified to restock. Why? Because of the return policy. Most of them would be returned from consumers, which means the product may already lose their original package, may lose the tags, and even being washed. So as a 3PL warehouse, we don't have the capability to retag, repack every single SKUs because we don't have the seller's original box or original poly bag or the tags with their brand on it. We only have blank labels, which the sellers may not accept. Some sellers may ask, our products are very expensive. It will cost more than a couple hundred for us to manufacture and ship to US. And in that case, I highly recommend to discuss with your 3PL warehouse and provide them with a very clear SOP for repair and repack. But do not expect the 3PL can do it every day. Just let them collect all the returns for 2 weeks or a month, then do the repair and the repack bi-weekly or monthly. Or you should find a repair center and provide a SOP to them. I know some repair centers, they mainly doing repair and repack for e-bikes. So for high value items, I think it's worth to try it. But for very lower value items, honestly, I don't think it's worth to repair or repack in US. But you can try to ship them back to the origin country if you still don't want to just dispose them. But in that case, I think you can start to look for some liquidation resource and sell to them directly. For question 4, what are the best way to reduce logistic costs while maintaining fast delivery times? So more and more e-commerce platforms, they are raising their fulfillment requirements for sellers. For example, Wayfair, Amazon, they are require 3PL warehouse to ship orders within 24 hours after we receive the orders. And some even require a carrier scan update within 24 hours after we receive the orders. So I think that the simplest way to be position your inventory based on where your end customers are located. For example, based on our historical data, footwear and apparel customers are mainly live in the East Coast. So if sellers store their inventory in a East Coast warehouse, shipping to East Coast customers, FedEx or UPS will be usually much cheaper than shipping from a West Coast warehouse. And also, I recommend you look some regional carriers such as Uni, GoFull, or SpeedX. After a few years of marketing competitions, their performance is better and better. The regional carriers are still active today, and also being recognized by many e-commerce platforms. So their shipping rate will be much, much lower than the major carriers in the US market. I think that will be all for 2 questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mandy and Peter. And I'd like to briefly summarize the key topics we covered in this webinar. Peak season losses usually come from four decisions: inventory too late, only what's the first leg cost, and poor inventory planning and no flexible US warehouse capacity. FCL or LCL should be chosen based on volume, stage, and cash flow, not by country. And fulfillment models are not competing options. And at YQN, our goal is not to provide a warehouse or a single freight quote. It is connected fulfillment solutions from first leg transportation and ocean freight to US warehousing, final delivery, and inspection handling. When choosing a 3PL, start with product type and fulfillment requirements, not price, and ask those 5 questions. If a warehouse can answer them clearly, you are not just choosing a storage facility, you are choosing a fulfillment partner that can actually support your goal, your growth. And we hope today's session have provided you with practical insights and a clearer understanding of how to build a right fulfillment strategy for the US market. If you have any further questions or would like to discuss your specific needs, please don't hesitate to reach out to us after the webinar. Our team will be very happy to provide personalized advice and support. If you'd like to learn more about our services, please visit our website, and welcome to follow us on the Facebook and Instagram to receive the latest warehouses, insights, and updates. And thank you for attending today's webinar. We hope you found it helpful and informative, and have a nice day. Thank you.